I'm doing good. It's a little cold in here, but we say that every week, right? Doing well. Right. I think the open date came at a good time for us. I've said this before, but if it was the only open date of the year, I'd be concerned to have 10 more to go without a break. But because we have 2 open dates this year, this came at a good time. We had a couple guys banged up in the last game that probably wouldn't have played last week. We also had Jay Rome and Jonathan Rump, who were not able to play in the South Carolina game, and now they've been able to practice this whole time. So there's probably 5 guys that could play this week that maybe couldn't play last week. So that was good. And I know academically there were some things going on, a lot of tests, very first test in some of these classes. So it was kind of a heavy week for academics. So it came at a good time for us.
What were some of the things you thought after the first 2 games, 2 big, huge games, that you felt like you needed to clean up the most?
Well, I think defensively we're still working hard on our tackling, taking good angles, pursuing the ball as a team, doing a better job of just wrapping up and running your feet on contact, just real solid fundamental things that take a little time to get used to, especially on the back end of our defense, in our perimeter. Offensively, there's been some inconsistencies in our blocking. Some of our perimeter blocking we thought had to get cleaned up. The offensive line, I think, Game 2 made a really strong improvement from Game 1 when it came to pass protection. And we actually ran the ball in a real physical way. So that was encouraging. So just little things like that. It'll be interesting to see how Marshall Morgan does coming back. If he kicks as well as he's been kicking in practice, I think we're all going to be very pleased with that.
Talk about the maturity level of some of your younger players on your secondary.
Well, I mean, they're very inexperienced, a lot of them are. I mean, Swan is the one who's played the most back there, but everybody else hasn't played a lot. And so until you get in those games and start playing live, it's just a learning experience, and they're still learning. So I think once they could really feel it and see it, they can understand some of the things they have to improve on, and we're working hard towards that.
You mentioned some players getting banged up. I know Gurley and Marshall got a little banged up in the first 2 games. How are they feeling? What's their thinking on Texas?
Well, they look very good right now. Just watching Gurley practice yesterday, I felt like for the first time in a while he wasn't limping around or gimping around a little bit. And he even acknowledged that he felt as good yesterday as he has in a while. And I think Keith looked pretty fresh as well. I think the 3 days off helped everybody, quite frankly, and not playing last week helped as well.
Coach, talk about your fullback. I mean, fullbacks are known as bruisers.
Right. Right.
Probably opened a lot.
Well, Quayvon is a bruiser. He's a very good blocker. And that's the #1 job description of our fullback, is the block. But as it turns out, he catches the ball well. He runs the ball well. He's got the ability to make some people miss. He's very, very talented, a guy that does more than block. And we'll find more and more ways to get him the ball as he continues to produce for us.
Coach, how important is it to have, you have a game like South Carolina and LSU coming in here, this middle game, to be able to rely on your senior leaders and guys on the team to be able to say, hey, we're not overlooking anybody here?
Yeah, well, I think that what I see at practice is guys working hard, guys practicing hard, guys competing for jobs still, competing for playing time. I see a lot of energy and hope out there that there's a lot of playing time to be won. I'd say more guys right now think they got a chance to play or be a starter than we've had around here in a long time. It's been nailed down to a certain degree in the past, and now I think the guys see that it's wide open.
Coach, what do you see in people like Brandon Douglas, Justin ScottWesley, their characteristics that you really like? Because, I mean, they really stepped up.
Right. Well, Brendan came in at the end of the game, obviously, and had some really physical runs to end the game. Kind of excited the crowd, excited our sideline, quite frankly, and very proud about that. And then, we as coaches have seen Justin ScottWesley get better and better over time, and we've actually seen him do some of the things that he did in the game. So we weren't all that shocked by it, but I think the fans, to get to see him really ride out like he can and show that speed on a long touchdown pass was exciting for them to see, and I know it helped build his confidence as well.
You guys aren't taking any talk about what you guys expect out of it.
Yeah. Well, North Texas is really a team that I think is believing right now. I mean, they were down 18 points last week and then found a way to stop the bleeding and score 25 unanswered points. Very impressive. And I think that team in recent years might have folded being down like that, but they showed some resolve that they haven't had before or hadn't shown in a while. And Coach McCarney has got to take a lot of credit for that. And their seniors, their senior leadership that they have. They've got 19 guys that are either a junior or senior on their team right now. So they're believing. They're coming in here thinking that they're going to take care of business and put a hurting on us. So we got to be ready.
Now you've played 13 true freshmen. You have 18 more that could play. Have you made any decisions about redshirt so far, or is that something
Right.
you wait for?
Well, it's usually game 4. It's usually game 4 before we can really try to nail down who we think we're going to redshirt. And there's sometimes, like Chris Conley, I don't remember when Chris finally started playing, but Chris's freshman year, we were thinking we were going to redshirt him. And through whether it was an injury or whatever it was, I think Malcolm Mitchell might have pulled a hamstring or something back then. But we're like, we got to get this guy in the game. And before the season was over, he played great. So there's probably some guys that we think might redshirt, but who still may play. So, but usually it's about after game 4 that we start trying to nail that down.
Do you have any guys any freshmen that you know are going to play this week that haven't played before?
I don't know. There's been a lot of them that have already played on some special teams maybe that might get some scrimmage downs, just depending on how the game goes and how much they continue to improve in practice. I'd like to see some young linebackers get some snaps because we got 2 guys doing it. The 2 inside linebackers, Ramik and a Marlo, and I just think it'd be healthy for them to have somebody to give them a blow. And if one of them gets hurt, I'd like to have somebody with a little bit of game experience to help them out.
Got time for one more? Marlo, what do you think of just his leadership on the field?
Yeah.
Especially in this last game.
Right. Well, Marlo did a great job this summer. He lost some weight. He trimmed up. He got quicker. He felt like that was something that was holding him back. And when a teammate sees a guy transform his body the way he did, they have a respect for that. They know that takes work and discipline, and a guy really cares. And then, so I think that helped him gain the respect of his teammates, and then just the way he's been playing. And he's kind of the guy who communicates all the calls to everybody. So they're always looking to him for leadership. I think he's really stepping up for us. Okay.